Imagine waking up in a quaint cafe along the Seine, sipping your espresso as the morning light filters through the narrow streets of Paris. The metro hums in the distance. You glance at your phone. That notification, your automated savings transfer just cleared. You smile. Why? Because you've quietly built something far more powerful than a flashy car or a designer handbag. You've built freedom. Today, we're going to talk about the best financial advice you'll ever hear, and no, it's not about picking the next hot stock or always chasing the biggest bonus. It's something far simpler, far more important, and absolutely within your reach here in Europe. Meet Alex. He's a 30-something living in London, a flat in Shoreditch, a good job, fancy dinners out at Borough Market, and bragging rights on social media. He tells everyone he's rich, and in one sense he is. But behind the Insta smile is a credit card balance, a mortgage pressure, the looming question, if I lose my job, what then? Across the channel in Milan, there's Luca, makes good money, rides the tram, enjoys aperitivo in Navigli. He buys the trendy sneakers, he posts them, he appears comfortable. Yet every month he's living paycheck to paycheck, racing to match friends who seem to have it together. And in Berlin, Sophie catches the U-Bahn after her co-working day. She's got an amazing community, she loves the City of Spires vibe, the late-night techno. But she's worried, am I ever actually wealthy, or am I only ever going to look wealthy? These stories echo across Europe because here's the truth, you can appear financially successful without being financially secure. Your paycheck might be high, your wardrobe might be stylish, your social feed might sparkle, but your foundation might still be made of sand. So what if I told you, the best financial advice isn't hidden in complex graphs or insider tips. It's kindergarten-level behavior. Yes, kindergarten. Because the biggest differentiator isn't your IQ or your salary, it's your mindset and how you behave. This was central in a conversation between financial expert Morgan Housel, author of The Psychology of Money and the Art of Spending Money, and Mel Robbins. The gist: success with money is more about patience, expectation management, and simple habits than it is about genius. Let's go there, because it changes everything. Morgan Housel draws a clear line: being rich is having lots of money. Being wealthy is having freedom and contentment. Let's decode that. Picture this: you're strolling through Madrid's metro after a late tapas dinner. Your friend Francisco boasts about his new sports car. I'm rich, he says. But you watch him flinch at city traffic tickets and poised job insecurity. He looks rich, but is he secure? Is he happy? Is his life free? Now imagine Marie in Lyon. She has a modest home, no flashy car, a small cafe by the Rhône she owns, and she finishes work at 4 p.m. regularly. She hasn't posted selfies of her boat or gold watch. But every Tuesday she meets friends, every Saturday she paints, every Sunday she hikes the Alps. She's not rich by Instagram standards, but she is wealthy. So, let your goal be wealth, not just richness. Use money as a tool, not a trophy. And yes, social media makes this harder. We scroll through curated feeds and compare ourselves to someone's highlight reel. The cheapest thing on display often has the biggest budget behind it and the insecurity. Don't measure your life against someone else's filtered facade. One of Morgan's golden nuggets: happiness lies in the narrow gap between expectation and reality. When actual life meets, or slightly exceeds, what you hoped for, you feel good. When reality falls short of expectation, you feel miserable. When expectation outpaces reality massively, you end up chasing illusions. Think of Sophie in Berlin. She has cafe meets with friends, free time, a fulfilling job. But if she tells herself she must make 150,000 euros a year and own a penthouse in Mit, and she's making 65,000 euros and renting, then her expectations are so high that even good reality feels like failure. Her gap is wide. Now take Luca in Milan. He makes 45,000 euros, but he frames his life as I rent, I enjoy, I save. His expectation is realistic, so his gap is small. He's not unhappy. You want to shrink that gap. Align your expectations with your reality, or shape your reality to meet reasonable expectations. Automate savings, live below your means. The point is, small, consistent moves beat huge one-time gestures. Here's a twist: you don't need an MBA in finance, or a PhD in economics, to do well. You need consistent behavior. As Morgan said, wealth is more about what you do than what you know. You know those people who just get lucky with stocks? Sure, they exist. But long-term success comes from boring habits. Imagine this, Alex in London doesn't chase hot IPOs. Instead he sets up an automatic transfer of €300 from his salary to a savings account every month before he even sees it. That way, paying himself comes first. Then he spends what's left. Meanwhile, Francisco keeps thinking, what's my next big play? Bitcoin? Tech startup? He flips, speculates, monitors every tick. He's anxious. He's reactive. He never builds slow steady momentum. Which one ends up sleeping well at night? Likely Alex. Because behavior, automating savings, living within your means, delaying gratification, creates the foundation. Intelligence alone doesn't guarantee you'll do the right things when things get messy. In Europe, we often admire speed, fast startup, quick returns, get rich now culture. But money doesn't work like that. Wealth builds like mature oak trees, not planted yesterday and flowering tomorrow. Luca invests €100 a month into a low-cost index fund when he starts working at 24. Sophie starts a pension plan at 28. Alex builds up emergency savings before even thinking about an investment. Years later, when others are still chasing the next big thing, they have a cushion. They're calm when markets wobble, when job changes happen, when life surprises. That's patience. Morgan called these kindergarten-level behaviors simple. But they require sticking to them when Netflix binges seem more urgent or when Instagram shows jet ski vacations and you feel left out. So, automate, stick, delay. Time will magnify your good habits. Time will punish impulsive ones. Money doesn't just buy things, it buys decisions. Decisions like, do I want to wake up at 7 a.m. because my savings are low? Or do I want to wake up knowing I'm okay even if nothing dramatic happens today? That's wealth. So ask yourself, what does enough mean for me? Sophie might answer, enough means I don't have to work weekends. Alex might say, enough means my mortgage doesn't squeeze me. Luca might think, enough means I save and enjoy the tram ride home is quiet, not stressful. Define your enough. Write it down. If your expectation is I must own a villa in the Algarve by 35, and you're 28 with a €50,000 student loan, you're setting yourself up for stress. But if your expectation is I'll pay off that loan by 32, save €200 a month, enjoy travel once a year and still sleep well, you're on a real path. Manage your expectations, tighten the gap between them and reality. That gap is your happiness meter. Often, we treat money as a badge of status. Look at my car, my watch, my Instagram filter. That's fine, sometimes. But if that becomes the main show, our sense of worth tied to wants beyond means, we're in dangerous territory. Why? Because what you show is usually what you borrow for. You might be renting illusions and owing anxiety. Marie in Lyon uses her money differently. She invests in experiences, a half-day hike in the Alps, a quiet cafe table by the Rhône, painting classes. She's using money to buy freedom, time, joy. That's the pivot you want. When money becomes your servant, not your master, you feel in control. When money rules you, you feel anxious, chained to a lifestyle you can't sustain. Let's get practical. Saving is easy to talk about, hard to do. The trick, make it automatic. Set up a standing order on payday from your main bank account into a savings or investment account before you even think of spending. Alex did that. He treats that transfer like rent, non-negotiable. Then he plays with the remainder. Loss? Nope. He's already prioritized himself. And when he forgets or ditches it, that's when stress kicks in. Don't wait for more money to save, start with what you have. The habit matters more than the amount. Also, treat savings like expenses. If you pay rent and utilities, you can pay your future self. That way, when you ride the metro in Madrid or sip coffee in Paris, you're not only enjoying now, you're investing in later. Here's something not talked about enough. Life is unpredictable. Jobs change, illness happens, markets wobble, political shifts disrupt. Having wealth isn't about predicting everything, it's about building flexibility. Luca, for example, lost part-time work during a downturn. Because he had put aside 6 months of living costs, he didn't panic. He didn't call his credit card company trembling. He switched mode, okay, pause the extras, keep the basics, explore new lines. That's wealth. It's calm in turbulence. It's option-rich. It's not a trophy shelf, it's a safety net and a launch pad. So build that buffer. Use savings. Use time. Use discipline. That's not glamour, but it's power. Let's be real, everyone's posting their holidays in Santorini, their brunches in Barcelona, their wardrobe drops in Copenhagen. It's tempting to think everyone else is winning. But hold up, social media isn't transparency, it's a highlight reel. When you compare your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel, you lose. Your expectations shift, your gap widens. Instead, look inward. What do you want? What's your true yardstick? It isn't how much someone else has, it's how much you need to be content. You'll feel richer the moment you accept your own journey. When Sophie in Berlin stops scrolling and starts writing her enough list. When Alex in London steps off the comparison treadmill and chooses his own race. When Luca in Milan shifts from keeping up to keeping calm. So what is the mindset of someone who is truly financially successful? I pay myself first. I delay some gratification so I can gain greater freedom later. I know what I want and I keep my expectations realistic. I don't rely on luck, I build habits. I use money so my money doesn't use me. I accept that I can give up a little fun today for a lot more freedom tomorrow. Picture Marie in Lyon again. She chooses lesser rent in a charming suburb instead of a pricey flat downtown, so she can invest in travel and hobbies. She's sacrificing a bit of status now so she gets joy later. That's the point, it's not about never spending. It's about choosing what you spend on. Is it for you? Or for someone else's lens? Understanding that distinction, that money is an enabler of your life, not an advertisement of your life, is liberating. Okay, here are 3 actionable steps you can take today. Step 1. On your next payday, set up an automatic transfer of at least 5% of your net salary into a savings or investment account. Treat it as non-negotiable. Step 2. Write down your personal definition of enough. It could be, I'll have €20,000 savings by age 35, or I'll own a debt-free flat by 40, or I'll have 4 months of living expenses saved. Put it somewhere visible. Step 3. Each time you catch yourself comparing your lifestyle to someone else's Instagram, pause, breathe. Ask, did they buy it for me, or to show them? Shift focus back to your journey. And repeat monthly. Consistency trumps perfection. Let's talk about 3 traps that often derail people across Europe and how you navigate them. Trap A. I'll start later when I earn more. That's the enemy of time. We already know the earlier you start, the better because of compounding and habit building. Trap B. I'll keep up with them. We chase the neighbor's car, the friend's holiday, the colleague's watch. That chase is often endless. Instead ask, what do I actually want? Trap C. My salary measures my worth. Your salary is a tool, it's not your identity. Who you are isn't how much you earn. Avoid them by staying anchored to your definition of enough, automating your savings, and acknowledging that wealth is independence, not applause. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds too simple, surely there must be a catch. And the truth is, yes, there is a catch, but it's a good one. The catch is discipline. The catch is time. The catch is choosing to act when nobody is watching. Choosing to save when everyone else is spending. Choosing to sleep peacefully instead of chasing the next headline. But if you can do that, if you can make those small choices again and again, you'll wake up one day in that Paris cafe we mentioned. That metro ride in Madrid will feel light. Your savings will feel comfortable. You'll feel not only rich, but wealthy. So here's the takeaway. Your financial destiny isn't shaped by how much you earn or how smart you are, it's shaped by what you do. The kindergarten-level habits of saving, patience, and managing expectations are the stealth engines of freedom. Use money as a tool, not a trophy. Define what enough means for you. Automate your future self into existence. And build wealth, not just riches. Because in the end, when you're looking back in that quiet cafe or strolling across a sunlit square in Milan, you won't remember the flashy purchases. You'll remember the feeling, I'm free. I'm calm. I matter. If today's conversation sparked something inside you, an aha moment, then hold on to it. Revisit this script. Make those 3 steps real. Let your money work for you. And when you're ready, share your enough definition, your first transfer, your small victory. You're not alone. We're in this together. Here's to building not just a wallet full of euros, but a life full of choice, calm, and true independence. See you next time.
This journey is built on strategy, consistency, and value. If my content helps you grow financially, there's a PayPal link in the description. It's not about the amount, it's the support that counts. Every bit fuels more value. Let's build wealth together.